OK, so on a problem like this, again, ladies and gentlemen, when we're looking into solving, before we can even get into solving, the main thing we want to make sure we can do is apply the formulas. So yes, we have two sum formulas. We actually have a sum and a difference formula that we need to apply. All right, Sam? So the first thing I'm going to do is make sure I write down the correct formulas that I have that will be provided to you. So the sine of u plus v is equal to the sine of u times the cosine of v plus the cosine of u times the sine of v. And then the sine of u minus v is equal to the sine of u times the cosine of v minus cosine of u times sine of v. Correct? Go through? So now, ladies and gentlemen, all I'm going to do is apply them. But I need to make sure I label my u and my v. Well, for the first time I do it, I'll say that's my u, that's my v. And the second time I do it, I'm going to say that's my u and that's my v. So I'm going to have to do this twice. I'm going to have to do the sum, and I'm going to have to do the difference. So I have the sine of x times the cosine of pi over 3 plus the cosine of x times the sine of pi over 3 plus, again, remember, when doing this, make sure you apply your parentheses. Actually, it's plus, so you don't really need to. But if it was subtract, it'd be very important to do that. So herefore, then I have the sine of x times the cosine of pi over 3. Make sure you note it's a positive, minus cosine of x times sine of pi over 3 equals 1. And they say to find the answer between 0 and 2 pi. OK, so now before I even get into evaluating, I notice that I have some terms that add to 0. Correct? Those terms are exactly the same. One's positive, one's negative. Then I see that these two terms are exactly the same. Just like x plus x is 2x, sine of x cosine of pi over 3, sine of x cosine of pi over 3 is also 2. So I can add them together to get 2 sine of x cosine of pi over 3 equals 1. So cosine of pi over 3, so I go back to my unit circle, and I say, oh, pi over 3 is up here, right? Which is 1/2 comma square root of 3 over 2, right? The cosine is 1/2. So therefore, I can rewrite this as 2 sine of x times 1/2 equals 1. Now, if you don't see why those are going to divide to 1, rewrite the problem as 2 times 1/2 times the sine of x equals 1. And you guys can see that multiplies to 1. So I'm just left with sine of x equals 1. So now I need to determine for what points on the unit circle where does an angle cross where my y value is equal to 1. Well, out of all the unit circle, there's only one coordinate point, right? Which is 0, 1. There's no other point where my y coordinate is 1. So now I can say x equals this angle, which is 3 pi over 2. And that's it. That's the only other answer. OK? That's it. Done. Oh my God. Yeah, that's not. Just checking. 3 pi over 2 would be -1. If it was solved for -1, it'd be 3 pi over 2. Pi over 2.